It's time to cook with Susan Beck. Today I'm going to make for you tuna corn mini pies. Now this is a recipe that I found when I was actually still a child. My mother was a home ec teacher and I learned to cook at a pretty young age. And soon after started looking for recipes that I might like to try. And I made this for my mom and my dad and my 3 siblings, and it's a recipe that we all have enjoyed, and now I make it for my husband who enjoys it as well. So what are we going to put into our tuna corn mini pies? We've got a couple ounces of shredded cheddar cheese, 3 ounces of softened cream cheese that I've had sitting on the counter for probably 20-30 minutes. You can use fresh onion. In this recipe I tend to lean towards liking the dried onions, so I have the chopped onions and I'll use 1 tablespoon. 7 ounces of corn, which is just a little bit less than 1 cup. A can of tuna. I have drained off the oil. You can buy it with oil or water. If you prefer, you could buy canned chicken as well. We'll be using 2 tablespoons of Miracle Whip. If your family likes mayonnaise better, feel free to use that. And a tube of refrigerated biscuits. Now they sell the grands or the giant ones. I like just the regular small biscuits best in this. Little less bready, but that would be up to you as well. This simple recipe just requires me to put my corn in, put in my 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, my can of tuna, and my cheddar cheese. I think what drew me to this recipe when I was a kid was just that every single ingredient in this was something that I liked. I've always liked tuna, and I love cheese to this day. So, oops, we're only going to do 1 tablespoon of those. Now I'm going to simply incorporate all this into that cream cheese. It's just kind of a matter of using the back of your spoon to mash that cream cheese up a little bit so that everything is evenly mixed together. That mayo and the cream cheese will make everything mix up and stick. And you want it well distributed so there's a little bit of everything in each spoonful, because as we fill our refrigerator biscuits, we want to be sure that all of them have some tuna, some corn, some of that cheddar cheese. You could use any kind of cheese you wanted, as well as trading out the tuna for chicken. Alright, so everything is mixed together. There, I've got a little bit of corn, a little bit of cheese in every bite. The next step is to take our biscuits. So this recipe will make 10 biscuits because there's 10 rolls in this container. All right, get that to pop. Of course, I'm going to have difficulties today. All right, there's always the method of putting a spoon against it. There we go. Good old pop tells me they're still fresh. So I'm going to take all 10 of those out of the wrapper, and we will be flattening them as much as we can. Again, I'm using the thinner ones so I don't get quite as big a biscuit as you would with the grand version. So then in goes about a tablespoon of our mixture. Now this is not going to completely close over the top. It's okay if some of the filling is still peeking out. I need to spray my muffin tin well so that none of these will stick. I really only need 10 of those sprayed. And this just sits right in that pan. My oven was turned to 350 degrees before I began, and is preheating, so it will be ready when I am done making 10 of these. flatten them out. Put in a little dab of filling. Fold up the sides, pinch them as best you can on the top. So I've decided to flatten the last 5 out so I can kind of tell better if I have enough filling in all of these or that I don't have a whole lot of filling left over. I have frozen this filling before and made it later too. It worked out just fine. Toss it in the freezer. Just don't open your refrigerator buns until you're ready to use them. Freeze just the filling. All right. These are going to be a little bit fuller this time, I think, but that's okay. As long as the bottom, that rest in my tin, is all dough, we'll be just fine, even if there is openings on the top. So in go my last 5. Ah, that's a full one. Something I noticed that I thought was rather odd here is that there's 11 biscuits in my tube that says I'm supposed to have 10, which means I'm going to have to spray one more compartment. Alright, and there we go. Our biscuits are filled and they're ready to go into the oven for about 15 minutes. Alright, we're ready to put these into the oven. Here are finished tuna corn mini pies, nice and golden brown. I've split one open here so you can see that nice filling inside, steaming hot. If you don't eat all of these in one sitting, you can wrap them in foil and put them back into your oven on another day for about 10 minutes just to reheat them. I've also put them in the microwave. A nice and creamy filling with lots of tasty ingredients. This really is a quick and simple recipe and a very inexpensive recipe that you might enjoy too.